Good evening and welcome back to another Fantasy Football Fix daily price predictions video. My name is FPL Nacho and in this series we discuss the potential FPL price changes to help you build that essential team value on the way to FPL glory. Now just a quick reminder, FPL price changes aren't an exact science and price changes can alter. So in order to keep track of this, head over to fantasyfootballfix.com or download the free app which provides push notifications so you don't miss any of those potential rises. Now a quick recap on yesterday's price changes, and in yesterday's video we predicted that Son would rise, which he did, to 10.1 million. Of course, with the Kane news, him staying at Spurs, I think them owners will be very happy at that news. Another one that we predicted was Reece James. After that performance in game week 2, looking like a brilliant option at Chelsea, rising to 5.6 million. Looking like a gem going forward if he keeps in this Chelsea side. And the final one that we predicted was Calvert-Lewin, who also got his second price rise of the season, now at 8.2 million, looking like a brilliant long-term option. So without further ado, let's take a look at tonight's potential price changes. Now, the first player we're going to be looking at is Kevin De Bruyne. Now, he hasn't really featured in the opening 2 game weeks, only 10 minutes in game week 1 before getting an injury and is currently sidelined with potentially a medium to long-term injury. It's unclear for sure how long he is going to be out. And due to this, he is now looking to be falling in price tonight to 11.9 million. Now, currently, he is falling by 0.8% per hour. So it's going to be very close on this one. So be sure to keep an eye on the price predictor over at fantasyfootballfix.com. But this is one of the first premium assets that is looking to fall. And we can only really look at last season's data and only playing 2,003 minutes. In comparison to other premiums like Salah and Fernandes, this is a very small sample size in comparison to these. But he still managed 6 goals from an impressive 9.39 XG. So it was clear that he underperformed in front of goal. And in 12 assists, he overperformed with a 9.39 XA, but Kevin De Bruyne gets into so many fantastic positions, and now with the likes of Grealish and potentially Ronaldo up front, you can see that increasing if he gets fit early on in this season. And really, when we do look at the fixtures coming up, it's safe to say that Kevin De Bruyne doesn't necessarily have an entry point that is currently short term, which you'd favour. I think game week 8 onwards could be quite a popular strategy for managers. Tricky fixtures away in game week 6 and 7 at Chelsea and Liverpool means that you can almost give yourself time to see how KDB features back in the side after injury and target game week 8 with a potential wildcard or even a few transfers to bring him in. But nonetheless, KDB is predicted to potentially fall tonight to 11.9 million. Definitely one to monitor and a potential gem going forward. Now, it's every FPL manager's dream to find the next John Lundstrom, the GOAT of 4 million defenders. And while it doesn't look like there's going to be necessarily any at that extreme this season, we may have found one that could replicate some sort of form. And that is going to be Southampton's Livramento. Now, it seems that he is going to be featuring in this right back position for Southampton. He has been playing the last 2 games 90 minutes, and interestingly, substitute for Walker Peters actually came at the left back role and not the right back position for Livramento. So it does look like right now he has got the number 1 shirt in that position. Now, he has only managed 3 FPL points this season after a slow start for Southampton, but as we can see from the touch map, he is getting into attacking positions down that right flank. Now, with 1 shot and 2 crosses in the last 2 matches, these aren't stats that we're suggesting that he's going to be the second coming of John Lundstrom, but it is promising to see him getting the licence to go forward in this Saints attack. Now, with 35,000 transfers in over the past 24 hours, his progress bar has surpassed the 100% threshold, and it does look likely that he is going to rise in price tonight. Now, interestingly, for those Shimmercast owners that are currently worried about him being sat on the bench, which is expected now with Robertson being back in the side most likely, now Shimmercast is at 4.2 million. He now will gain you a profit of 0.1 million. So moving over from Shimmercast to Livramento could be a very viable option going forward, and it will give you that little bit in the bank that could be handy going forward in future game weeks. Now, Ben Rama has been the talk of the town in the FPL world for the past week or so now. Off the back of 2 12-point hauls, he's been the real creative force in this West Ham side. Is now currently the highest scoring FPL midfielder, looking like a real gem. And now Benrahma has already seen a price rise this game week and is currently expected to double rise to 6.3 million. Now he's currently rising at the time of recording at 2.4% per hour. So right now he is expected to rise tonight, but again, keep an eye on this price predictor over at fantasyfootballfix.com. Now it's easy to see why the West Ham man is rising again in price, and the most popular replacement for Benrahma is Leicester's Harvey Barnes. But interestingly, when we look at the predicted points for midfielders under 7 million over the next 4 game weeks, Benrahma actually sits 5th with 14.9 points. Now game week 3 is predicted to be his highest scoring week of the 4, but Barnes is predicted to score bigger in this match at 4.8 points. Now, while our predicted points has other players scoring more points, it is rising ownership and his rising price, which makes it so hard to avoid Benrahma. So, while he is looking an absolute FPL gem, it is worth noting that there are other mid-price midfielders that are still offering brilliant value, and the small sample size isn't necessarily going to be a dictator for future outcomes. Now, as always guys, FPL price changes aren't an exact science and these prices can alter. So to monitor these prices very closely, head over to fantasyfootballfix.com or download the free app which provides push notifications. Our price predictor helps you follow these price changes. And as always, I want to say a big shout out to everyone that's been tuning into this episode and the series. If you have enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button and the notification bell, because with daily videos, you don't want to be missing any of these coming up. So thanks again, and we'll see you same time tomorrow. Cheers.